I can't even say the word right now. Repetitiveness. If anything, you'll become really familiar with the vehicle. Alright, we need 2 bearings. Where's my bearings? There's my bearings. As I said, these are all the same. Wheel bearings are the same as the diff bearings, which makes this very nice to deal with when ordering more bearings. Push the one into the back side and one in from the front side. Put your drive shaft through and put your drive shaft in there. Spin that back around, grab your pin yet again. Get that in there like so. Get this right yet. Put your set screw in. Don't do it too tight because you'll twist that. And you can put your shims back in. Like so. There's that side. Now you can at the same time take your hub and put that on. I'm going to slip the hub on there. I'm going to find our pins for that. Okay, I've got 2 pins here. And I've got 2 other pins there. So these are, for some odd reason, they bag that kind of different. They put these 2 pins in a separate bag from the other ones. I mixed them in with a couple other parts, but we'll get through this. We'll get these out of here. I'm gonna fight the baggie. Come on. Alright, we got our pins for the hubs. The other 2 are in this bag for the rear end stuff. We're going to set that stuff aside right there. Now one thing I'm noticing, these pins actually have a flat spot in them. And there's a set screw, and I guess I didn't even realize this because I've got those on my buggy and they keep coming loose, and I'm glad I just figured this out. I'm figuring out what the 4x8 grubs are probably for too. We gotta make sure we've got enough here. Screws are missing out of those. I'm guessing we're gonna use these bad boys right here. These fat ones. This is great. Because I figured something out on my other buggy I didn't even know about. That's that screw. Screws right into the end of the axle stub. Okay. So what this means, and you're going to notice your pins have a flat spot ground into them. On my buggy, for some odd reason, there is no flat spot. And I think that's why my buggy ones keep coming loose. So we're going to take a set screw here. I'm going to give this bad boy a drop of Loctite. We're going to put in our pin. Try to get that flat spot lined up real good. Once you hit it, it should lock on it anyways. Okay, we're kind of doing this wrong. Got excited. Pull it back out. Put your hub on. Let's get ourselves lined up here pretty good. go all the way through. And what you can do is take a wheel wrench, which mine is right here. Notice your wheel wrench has a hole in it. Make this a little easier. Get that right on there like so. Stick that in. There. Pull that out of there. That one pin is set in there. We will be back. I'm going to take and put the other side together. You don't need to see that again. We got all the parts laying here. I'm going to flip everything around here. We'll put the other side together and we'll come back and probably start on some of the steering components. I'm going to wait and do shocks and everything at a separate time. So we'll continue with steering components and sway bar mount and get that mounted up. Be back. Excuse me, be back in a few. Okay, another thing we're going to do here real quick is put in the set screws for the lower control arms. These actually adjust how far they'll drop, adjust your ride height a little bit. See, I'm kind of struggling here trying to get these in here, but I'll get her fed down through to the hole. We'll screw these in. We're just, for right now, gonna set them to where they actually just make the arms move. You'll notice on the other side here I went and stuck one of the wheels and tires on. I haven't glued them yet, but I just stuck it on there just to see what we're looking at. This will give you kind of an idea of how big this boy is. Turn this around here. We got both of those set screws in. There's just a guess shot or a guesstimate shot of the front. That'll give you a good look at what you're dealing with. She's a beast. Big truggy. Pull that off of there. Got both right front axles in now. So everything's good for there. Pins are in, Loctited. So next we're going to turn around and probably work on the back side of the front here. We're going to get the steering assembly constructed and get that hooked up. We're going to do, I think what we'll do is we'll do the shocks and the front sway bar last up front. So right now what I'll do is I'm going to dig out the pieces for the steering assembly and get this built. We'll get the front brace on, which is right here. One thing I do like that they did compared to the buggy has a single screw in the chassis for each support for the braces. I have broken those screws a couple of times on hard landings, crashes, which is typical. It's always been the chassis screws that have broke. But what's nice on these, they doubled them up.